Live from Augusta, you're watching News 1226 at 11.
The first of two public input meetings about the Generations Park in the city of Aiken happened today. We hear from attendees, and we will remind you how you can make your voice heard in just a moment. Good evening, I'm Courtney Hicks. Welcome in. We're excited about Easter weekend. It's coming in pretty hot. Your first alert meteorologist, Mikhail Hannah-Harding, first has deets on the chilly morning. Hey, Mikhail.
That's right, Courtney. We're calling the forecast for Easter Sunday exceptional. Pun intended there. But we're looking at a live look over Grove next week. We'll talk about that more in your full forecast coming up.
All right, love the colors. Thank you so much, Mikhail. Changes are coming to Aiken, and this time the city wants to hear from you about possible changes to the Beverly D. Clyburn Generations Park. Your Kennedy Payne was at the first of two public input meetings and joins us live now in studio. And Kennedy neighbors made it very clear they want some upgrades.
Oh, they definitely did. And they say the park is underutilized and it definitely needs more amenities for the community. The concepts aren't set in stone and it's definitely possible to go back to the drawing board. They just need your feedback. And to make it all happen, they have nearly $10 million from the capital project sales tax. A space to create memories.
We barely got stuff out here, and there can be more stuff out here to make people want to come here, you know, to bring attention and want kids to be like, oh, I want to come here.
City parks serving the community day in and day out.
We know the park is doing well in terms of its cross country, having a shelter for families to come out and picnic and have birthday parties. We get a lot of feedback from walkers that come and enjoy just the walking paths.
The goal now, following through on promises.
We do not have the sports facilities on the north side of Aiken. We started a nice platform for music and amphitheater type events and really had to stop short when the park was first built. It is definitely a need to keep this progress moving forward on something that we promised the community many years ago.
There are three different concepts. Concept A focuses on improvements to the amphitheater, like adding a stage, adding more restrooms, and another shade structure, as well as courts for sports like basketball, football, tennis, or volleyball.
Other concepts takes that and heavily either focuses on the amphitheater improvements or the courts improvements, meaning adding additional courts or adding larger stage space and lighting.
Students in Aiken say it's important to give kids a safe place to go.
Help kids be better and stay out the streets, like stuff to make them feel comfortable instead of being out here thinking that they got to do other stuff to make them feel like home.
No matter where you are.
Smith Hazel can't be the only place with water to fit for all our kids in Aiken County. We got to think it's other kids that can't get to those facilities that are on number 1 and on 19 that it'll be closer for them to get to this facility.
And even though the city says they're still 3 years out from collecting those funds, they want to be prepared for when that time does come. If you missed tonight's meeting, there is another one on April 22nd. You can give your feedback online. We'll have all that information that you need on our website at wrdw.com.
And maybe that last young man can come and speak. He spoke very, very well about what is needed out there. Thank you so much, Kennedy, for your report tonight. We appreciate you. A safety alert for multiple counties this evening. We start in Edgefield as the county sheriff's office is searching for multiple wanted men. The first in Edgefield County, Jonathan Scott, wanted for criminal domestic violence after an incident in February. Officials say that happened in the Merriweather area and he left his girlfriend with facial injuries. Scott is 5 feet 10. And he weighs about 132 pounds. His last known address was on Stevens Creek Road in Augusta. Peter Benner is wanted for aggravated assault. Officials say he pulled a gun on a victim and threatened to kill her. Benner is known to live in Edgefield County on Plum Branch Road. He is 6 feet 1 and about 200 pounds. And Brian Curry is wanted for endangering highway personnel after speeding through a license check on Bettis Academy Road. A chase with authorities followed, and his truck was found on Bettis Academy Extension. Curry is still on the loose. He is 6 feet even and weighs about 175 pounds. 2 employees at an Aiken massage parlor have been arrested.
This year, don't settle for less than a Honda. Visit your Augusta Aiken Honda dealer.
You can find ice-cold refreshment right here at Parker's Kitchen. Cool off with a large fountain drink for just 89 cents. That's a huge sweet tea for less than $1 at Parker's Kitchen.
Live from Augusta, you're watching News 1226 this morning.
city of Aiken wants to hear from you on what the next step should be for one of its parks, what some neighbors want done coming up.
And after years, the city of Augusta is finally moving forward on improving one of its parks. We'll have that and more in just a few minutes, but first, good morning. Thank you for joining us. I'm Nick Proto.
And I'm Ashley Campbell. It is 6 o'clock on your Thursday. Anything you want to talk about?
Oh, yeah, we had 4-0 sweep last night. Good bowling update. Yep. All positive stuff.
Good. Well, then why don't you just skim past it that fast?
Yeah, you just try to get to the weather. You know, got to make sure we get the people the info they need.
Well, I'm proud of you and the gang, all right? Coming out strong right there in the last quarter here. We're down at Cabela Drive, Riverwatch Parkway. Skies are clear. We've gotten into a little bit of a chilly planner for mornings every so often this week. We're down in the low 40s, possibly into Easter weekend. We'll get to that and much more shortly. It's 6:01.
For that, Tim. And Aiken Park is set to undergo changes, but nothing is set in stone yet. Right now, the city is working on gathering feedback from neighbors on what they want to see done to the Beverly D. Clyburn Generations Park. And that's where we find your Taylor Martin this morning, live there. So what could be done? What do people want to see?
Well, Ashley, neighbors say that the park is underutilized and they'd like to see more amenities for the community to use. Leaders say plans aren't set in stone and overall they just need your feedback. Right now they have 3 different concepts. One focuses on improvements to the amphitheater, like adding a stage, adding more restrooms, and another shade structure, as well as courts for sports like basketball, football, tennis, or volleyball. And leaders say the others focus on adding additional courts or adding larger stage space and lighting. To bring these ideas to life, they have nearly $10 million from the capital project sales tax.
To put funding towards future development of Generations Parks. This is the next step of that process, is to look at what that next phase would be, and of course having public feedback and public input, since they're the one who voted.
Now, the next public input meeting is going to be on April 22nd from 5:30 to 6:30. That'll be here in the picnic area at Generations Park.
All right, a lot of options there as to what to do, and you can also do a survey. We've got that on our website, wrdw.com. Thanks a lot, Taylor, live for us this morning in Aiken County.
It's been 2 years since grant money was allocated for...
Live from Augusta, we're watching News 1226 this morning.
Aiken city leaders want to know what they can do to help make one of its parks better. We're going to hear from people and what they had to say coming up.
And students in the CSRA getting an early exposure to a promising field. We're going to show you what opportunities lie ahead in just a bit. But first, good morning. Thank you for joining us. I'm Nick Proto.
And I'm Ashley Campbell. It is 6:30 on your Thursday. Sending it over to Tim now with what we can expect as we head out the door. It's a little chilly out there.
It is a little bit cool, so 40s start us off here, about a little less than a half hour away from sunrise, which at this point, that vantage point is going to be fantastic here. Ways away, but some coming in at that 7-day outlook, which we'll get to coming up shortly. About to hit 6:32.
The city of Aiken wants to hear from you on what changes should be done to the Beverly D. Clyburn Generations Park.
Last night, they held the first of 2 meetings to hear that feedback. Your Taylor Martin is live in the Aiken this morning from that park. So, Taylor, what do the people say they want done?
Well, Nick, they say they want more amenities for the community to take part in. Now, right now, they have 3 different concepts. One focuses on improvements to the amphitheater, like adding a stage, adding more restrooms, and another shade structure, as well as courts for sports like basketball, football, tennis, or volleyball. Leaders say the others focus on adding additional courts or adding larger stage space and lighting. To bring these ideas to life, they have nearly $10 million from the capital project sales tax, and right now, they just need your feedback.
What the public wants to see in this space, and hearing if there's something maybe we missed the mark on in these concepts, then we'll be able to go back to the drawing board, add those items in, and hopefully come up with a plan that's going to make everyone happy.
Now, if you missed the first public input meeting, the second one will be on April 22nd from 5:30 to 6:30. That'll be here in the picnic area at Generations Park.
All right, thanks for that live update there. Taylor Martin in Aiken for us this morning.
It's been 2 years since Augusta leaders put it.
All right, thanks, Tim. Just months ago, the South Carolina Supreme Court ruled a controversial plan to pay for families' private school tuition using taxpayer money was illegal.
But that program could soon be reinstated. Your South Carolina State House reporter, Mary Green, has the details.
Both the House and the Senate passed bills this year to reinstate South Carolina's K-12 Education Scholarship Trust Fund program, which you may also know as the School Voucher Program. But their plans were different, and for the last several weeks, leaders have been negotiating a compromise behind closed doors that they unveiled here Wednesday.
This, what I would call sort of the magic amendment. We reached a consensus on the key elements of the bill.
Last summer, the South Carolina Supreme Court struck down the previous voucher plan, which funded K-12 private school tuition using taxpayer money from the state's general fund. Republican lawmakers have since explored other funding options, including lottery revenues. Now they're proposing this new plan should be funded however the state legislature chooses from year to year, meaning lottery funds or the general fund. Again, which is what the court found to be unconstitutional last year. This time, they also plan to create a new trustee position to oversee the money and its distribution, which some Republican supporters believe could make it constitutional this time around.
In my view, this is an insurance policy. I don't know how significant the court will find that the need for that, but by putting it in there, I think it's safer.
At full implementation, students would be eligible to receive a scholarship if their family's income is below 500% of the federal poverty level, about $160,000 for a family of 4. Up to 15,000 scholarships worth $7,500 each would be available annually, but the General Assembly could choose to pay for more scholarships if it wants. In addition to private school tuition, this money could be spent on approved uses, including tutoring and transportation. Democrats have uniformly opposed this bill and asked for more time Wednesday to give the compromise consideration.
Allow the members of this body to at least read it, digest it, so that we can have legitimate debate on a major shift in policy, education policy for the state of South Carolina.
And ultimately, the Senate did agree to give everyone more time to think over the proposal. They now plan to take it up and vote on it in 2 weeks. Reporting from the State House, I'm Mary Green.
Governor McMaster is supportive of this push to reinstate the voucher plan and has called on the General Assembly to get it done this year.
It's now